All right, we're going to take this section here and we're going to attempt to turn it into this section here. So this is going to be my first pass at it, so we'll see how it goes. Um, First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just set these colors here because I can grab them quickly here in Photoshop. Let me jump back. So we will, first thing I like to do for stuff like that, because you'll notice, let me jump back over here, it kind of goes all the way up. Like this is the next section here, above it, this white, and this is another section down here. So it looks like these kind of go all the way to the top of the section, and this is a row. So here's what I'm going to do. On the section, I'm going to go into the spacing, and I'm going to get rid of the top and bottom spacing. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take the row here, and I'm going to do the same with the row. So we'll get it nice and tight there. And I can add more spacing on these individual columns here in a minute. And then the other thing I like to do is under sizing, because if you notice, let me jump back to Photoshop here. This is going edge to edge. So we need to get rid of this side paddings that we have here. And so what we do with that is we set a custom gutter width to 1. And it's hard to tell right now, but now our column is actually full width here. And I'm going to equalize the heights. Well, it will be full width when I set the width to 100% and then also the max width to 100%. So now you see we're going edge to edge. So let's take a look at this here. All right, so this is actually in column 1. So we'll move him over to column 1. And actually, I'm going to get rid of that image because we'll set it as a background image. Let me get rid of this too. All right, let's check out the order of these here. Trusted clients, wills, drafted, probates. Okay, so everything just needs to move over one column here. All right, and what we'll do is I'll go ahead and add in the padding on these now. So we're in column 1. I copied that background color already in Photoshop. Oh, never mind, because actually the first one is going to be the picture of that guy. So we'll hit the media library. I think it was this one here. And actually this is a pretty big image, so we'll probably want to resize that in Photoshop for the actual site, but that's okay. We can deal with that in a minute. Let's take a look at this. All right, so we need to, before I add in padding, we'll add in the text and we'll see how much padding we still need to add in. So I'm going to add in the text box here. And it was law firm, established 2014. And this little thing here, what I did is if you press just return, it inserts a new paragraph and you get that extra space there. And actually, if we look at it, there's a whole extra line in there. If you hold shift and press return, you just get a single line break there. And that's how you can kind of keep them kind of close there. All right. Text, make it white. I don't know what font that was being used there, but we can tweak that later. I'll just kind of get the basics set up. We'll make it a little bit bigger, and then we'll actually change the font later. It wasn't that big, like maybe 17. Yeah, that's fine. And then the other thing, let's see where that is positioned. Kind of in the lower left corner. So what we'll do is, we'll come back to that in a second. Let's go ahead and add our spacing in here because we'll absolutely position that text in a minute. So on the spacing, we'll do, I don't know, maybe like, let's try 60 pixels. And then on the left, let's see what like 2 vertical widths look like. So there's a couple options we have here. I could use padding to position this if I wanted. I don't know that that's the best way to do it actually now that I'm looking at it. Let's try something else here that I think might work a little bit better. let's in the row settings, let's go ahead and set a minimum height. And the minimum height does exactly what it sounds like. I don't know, let's just see what like 10 vertical heights look like. It's probably be way too big. Yeah, it doesn't even look like it's gonna do it. Let's do like 200 pixels. Let's do 20 vertical height and see if that, okay, all right, so there we go. Let's do like maybe 35. So what I'm using right here is vertical height. You have vertical height. There's a ton of different units that we could use for this. Vertical height is the vertical height of the screen itself, whatever it's being viewed on, which is different than the percentage if I were to use percentages. And you also have vertical width as well, which is the width of the vertical width of the screen. And that's going to obviously change based on screen size, whether it's, you know, a big desktop or a MacBook Pro or a tablet or a phone. So I'm going to set it to this because, and what I'm doing is I'm setting the row height to this so all of them get this same height. And I think that might be a little bit better than what I was going to do before. And actually, you know, I'll move this to maybe like 44. And I'll have to play around with it. Obviously, with the mobile, we can tweak that based on the screen size it's being viewed on. We'll see how that shakes out here in a minute once we get done. So now I'm going to take the text, come to the advanced position, and right now position default. I believe it's floated by default. So we're going to go to absolute, and we'll choose the lower left corner. And then we'll do a little bit of an offset here. And let me see if this we'll do like maybe 5 vertical height. Yeah, a little bit. All right, that'll work. And then we'll do like 10 vertical width. Where is that? No, way too much. It's like maybe like right in there. Let's take a look at this. That's close. I mean, we can tweak it. That's gonna get us 90% of the way there. All right, and then of course, once I get this all set up, I'll go through and take a look at how everything looks on mobile and tablet and everything. So let's get this background color set. Do I still have it copied? I do, okay. Let's grab this one now. I'll set these and then I will, I'll work on the padding and everything. All right, let's grab this navy bluish color here. All right, so we're getting in the ballpark here of what we want. Let's take a look at the, so the borders are all the same color. They're this kind of goldish color. So let's zoom in and let me grab this color here. All right. So what I'll do here now is design, border, border style. So we have a couple different options. You can just do a top border, right, bottom, left border, but we'll choose this first one, which gives us a border on all sides. And I'll set the border color here. And yeah, it looks like about 2 pixels is the border that we're going to want. So now to get that padding, we're going to go back into the row settings, go into the column. There's a couple different options here. We could just do the column padding that I'm about to do. We could also, on the text or in this number counter module itself, do margins on the side. Both are going to be able to achieve the same thing that we're going for. Let me mute my phone here. Sorry about that. So let's take a look at this padding and see what we're working with here. Yeah, a little bit up top. Some on the sides. All right, so let's do like, let's see, a 5 vertical height, and then on the left and right, I'll link them so that way they'll be the same. And let's just start with 1 vertical width, and we'll just start increasing it Actually, this looks like we might need a little bit more. See, so now the column is giving me this extra padding here. But you'll notice these have some extra padding on the bottom, so we'll have to add some padding to our actual number counters as well, and we'll tackle that in a minute. Looks like it might actually be a little more there. Yeah, and we'll have to change, it looks like, the number size as well. All right, we'll tackle that in a minute. So now that I got this column set up, I'm going to copy the item styles, and I'm going to have to scroll down so I can see them all here. Whoops. I'm going to paste the item styles on that one. Can I get it on this last one? There we go. Paste item styles. Except for I just overwrote my backgrounds. That's okay though, I'll just reset them here. Forgot about that. But that's okay. Easy fix. Background. Because now it's got the padding that I want. Oops, that might be the first one. Is that the one I clicked on? That was probably the row as a whole, wasn't it? Yep. All right. Column, background. There we go. Okay. All right. And I'm going to copy these module styles here, and I'll paste them. Actually, before I do that, let me tweak this here. So let's do design, spacing, and on the bottom, let's do like 15 vertical height. Oh, way too much. All right, so we can bring it in. Let's double check our initial one here. Yeah, maybe 7. Yeah, we can tweak that if we need to. All right, number text. It's going to be a little smaller again. I don't know what font it was set at, but we can tweak that. And then title text, I noticed, was all caps. Okay, now we need to shrink this gap between the two here. So let's go to number text. Line height. Let's do 1 EM. Okay, so that's just going to move everything up. Yeah, I don't like doing the number height like that. So let's go to custom CSS. Let's see if I can control it here. They don't give me a lot of option here. Margin bottom. There we go. Let's take a look at our main thing. Yeah. Okay. So actually, our text probably needs to be, or our number. I'm gonna set it to bold, and probably actually needs to come down even a little more in size. And yeah, we can adjust that if we need to. That looks pretty close. All right, so now we'll copy these module styles, and we shall paste them in. That way they'll all kind of get that border. And then we just need to change the text color on this one, which it looks like it is the same color as this background here. Design, title text, drop in that guy, and then the number text, drop in that guy. Alright, and I think we should be pretty darn close. Let me go ahead and save the progress so far. And then let's take a look and see what this thing looks like on tablets and mobile. I mean, it could be totally screwed up. Yeah, so we see that we've got this not quite great spacing here. And so what we're going to want to do is we're going to design spacing. We'll actually go ahead and link this up. That way we get a nice... Oh yeah, I'm not going to copy because that'll get rid of all my colors again, and I don't want to go through that. So I'll just link them like so. And that should fix that. Spacing, linked. Alright, let me go ahead and save. And then on mobile, yeah, they're stacked pretty nicely here. So let's jump back. Desktop. Boom. Okay, so that should be all there is to it. Obviously, we can just tweak these text and things, and to get them to match the brand or whatever they need to be. But that should be it. So our new section here looks pretty darn close to what we created there. So cool. All right, I will see you in the next video.